So, news came out yesterday that Dr. Sampson of AEW, who used to be the head doctor, I guess, for WWE, has cleared Siraya, not Siraya, Siraya, the former Paige, to get back in the ring. And this got a lot of people's attention because they're like, wait a minute, you're clearing her after, being in WWE where you didn't clear her. Now, I'm not saying he's not one of the doctors that said no to her getting back in the ring, but you got to imagine he was among some of the doctors there that said, no, you can't do it. You have to wonder, like, wait a minute. He was part of WWE along with some other doctors that said, no, you can't get back in the ring. And other doctors outside of WWE pretty much said the same thing, or at least probably warned her, hey, you get back in the ring, you're taking your career, your life into your own hands. Whatever the case may be, they basically said, hey, we ain't allowing it. We ain't allowing it. Well, it looks like she got her wish. She got her wish. She will finally compete in the ring. The question is when and where. Well, hopefully if Tony Khan and Dr. Sampson are smart about this, and Siraya, which I basically know is smart about this, will take their time. They won't immediately shove her into the ring just because, we need to pop a rating and all that. No. I've got a feeling they're going to save her. They're going to give her time to get readjusted, being back in the ring, see if she can take any kind of significant bumps, that's what it says, as well as maybe some dives. That's what I was trying to say. They're going to probably see if she can take any significant bumps or dives or whatever. And if she can do so without incident, then yeah, Sampson giving her the okay, thumbs up. But of course, you got a lot of folks that are completely worried because they believe that this being AEW and this being more of a frenetic paced promotion, that, it's going to come back to bite them. Because of the fact that AEW has a history of a lot of talent, whether it's homegrown or former WWE talent or even Impact Wrestling talent, coming in and not even a few matches in or a few months in, end up getting injured. And I'm not denying that ain't true. Now, sometimes it's a lot longer than that, of course. I mean, Danielson didn't get injured to almost a year into his status with the company, so that's a good sign. Adam Cole didn't get injured until almost a year in, or maybe less than that, but basically a year in. So that's kind of a good sign. I mean, there are some, positives, along with the negatives. There are some bright spots. But I understand why people are concerned because of what I just said. Unlike WWE, where it's more paced out, less frenetic, and all that. Not saying it can't be. Not saying it can't be very frenetic. Because we know if WWE wants to step on the gas, especially now that Triple H is running things, they'll step on the gas and they'll go 1,000 miles per hour till they hit their goal. We know they can do that, and they have done that. But one of the common denominators with them is outside of it, they're mostly more well-paced. It's like they take their time so that nobody, gets injured. And I know a lot of people are bringing up that this could be a similarity because they're making comparisons to the whole Tua situation in the NFL and the doctor that got fired because of what he allowed to happen there. I hear, I read and hear people making those kind of comparisons. And look, you have a right to make those comparisons. Don't get me wrong. You have a right to make those comparisons. But if anything does happen, it's not just on Dr. Sampson. It's not just on Siraya because people warned her. And other doctors, probably more, what's the word I'm looking for? More experienced in the field, have more expertise in the field, have warned her not to do it. It's not just going to be on Sampson, to an extent Siraya herself, but it's mostly going to be on Tony Khan. Because if anything does happen to Siraya, her first match in, which looks like it's going to be at Full Gear, it's going to be on Tony Khan. I mean, even if Siraya wins the match and, gets her hand raised and everything, if there's one sign of her clutching her neck afterwards, that should be enough for Sampson to be like, ooh, shit. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to clear her yet. Even though you give the whole situation a month. You gave the whole situation a month to where, you've seen her take the bumps and everything she needs to test the protocol to fully get back in the ring and not just get in the ring once in a while. I mean, here's the thing. Everybody talks about Sting being back in the ring, taking these dives and all that. But let's not forget, Sting did get injured, legitimately. It wasn't a storyline. Thankfully, it wasn't a bad injury, but he got injured. But still, Sting taking these dives, taking these bumps, he's doing it only once a week. That's it. Once or twice a week. That's it. He's not going out there on the independent shows and competing outside of AEW, taking these crazy dives and crazy moves and all that. He's not working part-time with another promotion outside of the U.S. like New Japan or AAA and taking crazy bumps or dives. He's only doing it for AEW, and it's once or twice a week. And, he barely has any one-on-one matches. Now, with that said, Siraya is a different story because she might just have a one-on-one match, more than just once. She's that kind of athlete that wants to prove her doubters wrong. Now, I know a lot of people have made the comparison to Danielson and Edge, and that is true. But here's the thing about Danielson and Edge. To prove WWE and their doctors wrong that, hey, we could still do this, we have one more round left in us, they had to say, hey, we're going to go elsewhere, man. Edge basically said he was going to go elsewhere, mainly to AEW, if he didn't get what he wanted. And he got what he wanted. And he has proven them wrong since then. He has taken shot after shot of vicious, chair shots with concertos. He's taken crazy dives and bumps. He's proven he could still go. He has. He has proven he could still go. Danielson, same way. When he was Daniel Bryan, he got cleared, threatening he's going to leave and everything until they gave him an extension on the contract and cleared him, and made him champion. Guess what? He proved he could still go. Now, did he take time off when he needed to relax his body and everything? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want you to also notice this too. One thing I will give AEW credit is they're not in a hurry to let someone like a Danielson, or even a Sting, go and compete outside of the company. I mean, Sting's going to compete in one of the Great Muda's final matches next year, in Pro Wrestling Noah, in a tag match. And that's it. That's the only time we're going to see Sting outside of the company, competing. And he's competing in one of the Japanese promotions out there that's hard hitting. And is known to be very stiff, when it comes to in-ring competition. But, it's the only time since he's been with AEW, as far as I know, where he's allowed to compete outside of the company. Tony Khan, give him credit. If there's one thing he has made sure of, him and whatever doctor teams he has made sure of, is anybody that's had neck issues, career-ending neck issues, that they're recovering from, that they've been cleared to come back from, what they're doing, give them credit, is they're making sure these men and women, don't compete in other promotions until they are fully 1,000% clear. And hopefully, when it comes to Siraya, the former Paige, they do the same thing. Which is why we're getting this announcement now, so that you're giving it a month to build to a match with Britt, possibly a Full Gear. And in that month's time, you're going to give Siraya the opportunity to, like I said earlier, take bumps, take dives, and if she can show that she could take these without incident or without showing any kind of pain, then, go for it. Get her in that ring with Britt, let them have a killer match, and then if she could still stand after that without any incident, keep pushing her, as much as you can. But the catch being, hopefully, you only have her do this for AEW, which means she only competes once or twice a week, and that's it. And outside of, a singles match here and there, hopefully they'll take their time, like with Sting, and they'll say, hey, he does singles matches, that's great, but let's mostly keep him in tag matches. Keep him in tag matches, he takes minimal damage. He takes minimal damage. Okay? He takes minimal damage, and, that helps extend his career even further. Siraya, she might be able to do more singles matches than Sting, but if I'm Tony Khan, on basically the plan should be once or twice a week, only for AEW, and that in between those once and twice a week, maybe singles matches, you have her get in the ring and you make a part of a tag team match, with a woman's trios match, or a regular woman's tag match, or a woman's or an 8-woman match, I should say. Put her in those kind of scenarios to where basically she takes minimal damage. There's less of an injury factor. And you just go and proceed from there. But yeah, Paige, Siraya has been cleared. It's good news. And the way I'm looking at it is, the reason they're making the announcement now, as I mentioned, is they want to build to full gear, and they want to give it a month to see what she can do in the ring, taking bumps and dives, not on television, but training, so that when the match does happen and there's no incident, during that time of the trainings and the kind of getting the ring rust off, that during that time, like what I'm trying to say is, let me rewind it. Okay, almost lost track there. Like I said, during that time, there isn't, no moments of doubt that are seen, if you know what I mean. That's what I was trying to say. Almost lost my train of thought there. I was talking so much about this, what was happening. I almost, got tongue tied there. I do apologize. Almost lost my train of thought. It's early. I do apologize. Early in the morning. But anyway, like I said, it's, it's good to see. It's good to hear. And, like I said, with her, with this announcement being made a little over a month away from full gear, that is, it gives them time to let her go through the paces, get the ring rust off, and see if she could take dives and bumps and without any incident or without any signs of doubt. And if she can show that she can, then yeah, the match with her and Brett at full gear is going to be great. But after that, and even if she does walk out on her own power, no incidents, whatever, Tony Khan needs to pace out her in-ring competition. He needs to pace it out to, well, like I said, she does what Sting does. She does tag matches, either the women's trios, 8-woman, regular tag. She does tag matches, and then once in a while, on a special occasion, like Winter is Coming or Battle of the Belts or whatever, she can do a singles match, and that's it. That's it. So, I'm happy to see that Siraya has been cleared, but again, I can understand why some people, are concerned about, the decision being made by one doctor, well, multiple doctors, even including a team of doctors that he was once part of in WWE, have said no, and other doctors outside have said no, or basically said, hey, you do this, you're taking your, career and life into your own hands. I can understand the concern. I can understand them trying to make the comparison to the Tua situation and the doctor there. I can understand that. But, if if Siraya in the next month plus before Full Gear can prove, that she could take bumps and dives through training to get the ring rust off without incident, then I say let her go. Let her do it. Let her do what she loves. Let her do what she was raised in this business to do. And just take the next step after that. Again, like I said, the only thing that could worry them after that match with Britt is if she's holding her neck and she's kind of showing bits of pain. That might make them decide to kind of hold back a little bit more in any more competition until they can clear her again, or at least reevaluate her and see if there's no relapse, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm glad she's back, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully Tony Khan is not doesn't hurry her to get back in the ring before Full Gear. Give her a month. Give her this month, I should say, to train, get the ring rust off. And if she could show she's good to go without any problems, let her do it. But then afterwards, like I said, pace her, put on multi-women matches, 8 women tags, 6, women's trios tags, regular women's tags, whatever the case may be. Have her do that with the occasional singles match once in a while for a special occasion. That's how I would do it. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Comment down below, live chat during the premiere. I know I sounded like I rambled a little bit here, and it was repetitive. Like I said, it's early. It's about 5:18 in the morning on the Saturday that I'm doing this. But let me know what your thoughts are. Comment below, live chat during the premiere, like the video. You check me out on all my outlets like BW Roses Discussions, all your favorite audio podcast locations except for Pandora. Also check me out, there, at patreon.com/BW Roses, the $1, $3 tier, at VENMO, at BW Roses for content you can't get anywhere else. As well as at Venmo at Brian-Walmer-2 and at Cash App at BW Roses 98. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are on this. Again, I do apologize if it sounded like I rambled a little bit. It was repetitive. As I mentioned, it's early and everything, so I haven't had no coffee yet, so I'm a little off. But let me know what your thoughts are. Comment below, live chat during the premiere, where super chat, super stickers are open, and super thanks afterwards. And until then, I will talk to y'all later.